Hey y'all! Welcome to this episode of Equi-TEA. Today we're going to be talking about
holidays
and resolutions, okay? Interviewing
Dean Clementina Macias,
aka Dean of all the light touches. No, but for real, she's our counseling and student success dean. Does a lot of great equity work on campus, so that's why we wanted to bring her in. So let's dive on in, y'all. All right, welcome back to Equi-TEA, Holidays and Resolutions. My name is Anissa Mitchell. I'm our coordinator of student success and equity. And just wrapped in all the things equity here. I'm not going to list it off because we done had like 7 episodes so far. So if you don't know, you should know by now, okay?
And if you don't know, now you know. I'm Mattie and I'm your student success advisor down at Special Programs and Services.
Yay! So today we have a special guest, my actual supervisor. So I'm super excited to be doing this. She made us put her on. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine.
No.
We're welcoming Clementina Macias, Dean of Counseling and Student Success, and all the light touches. So we're super excited, Maddie.
So Clementina oversees counseling, student success and equity, special programs and services, our access department, and the Dream Resource Center, and more. And you know, she's truly woven into everything that we do, you know, student-wise here at BCC.
Yep. So from the Bay to, I guess, the Barstow, right?
So, tucked away in the Mojave Desert.
Tucked away in the Mojave Desert. You know what I'm saying?
Now, yeah.
She brings the heart of a first-generation Latina leader. So we're super excited to dive into a little bit of your background that knows what it's like to really navigate college for the first time, right? And break a lot of those generational curses, which is kind of what we want to do on this podcast too. So.
Did you say generational curses?
Yeah. Right.
You never heard that?
No, but yeah, that's true.
It's a new tagline, y'all.
I know,
right? Hashtag breaking them curses.
You know, and getting to know you, we understand that you grew up, one of 7 kids in a single parent household. And so you understand, the realities of many of our students that they face. And because you've lived them and, you have a bachelor's in collaborative health and human services, a master's in education, and a doctorate in progress, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
And 18 plus years in higher education. She's dedicated her whole career, to expanding access and equity.
A lot of big words and big jargon and terms and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, like,
she's homegirl.
Homegirl, student-centered, really hitting the ground, grassroots effort that I have seen in the kind of short amount of time that you've been here. So that's why we wanted to bring you on and end the year right, because Maddie and I, when we were planning this episode, we were talking about all the initiatives that are happening on campus, what we're planning for 2026, and honestly, when we were mapping it out, it was like you were at the center of a lot of it, you know what I'm saying, or overseeing a lot of the efforts that we're doing.
What do they call that, a Venn diagram?
Right. Have you ever seen that episode when they're like trying to find out who the murderer is, and it's like all the little yarn connected? Like I really feel like
I'm the murderer.
She's the murderer of injustice.
Injustice.
Justice. Shout out to Percy. I know she's behind the camera holding that scream in right now, but we're excited to get to know you more today. So again, please welcome Dean Macias. Whoop, whoop.
Thank
Real
you.
advocate. We're gonna get into that first pour.
Absolutely.
We're not doing tea today. We're actually sipping on some cocoa.
Hold on, I need a little sip.
Pinkies
sip
up,
here.
yeah.
Pinkies up.
This little handle is a little sus. I don't know.
Sorry, I was
hold on.
drinking before you all. Yeah.
Right. She's almost gone. She might need a little re-up.
Oh, I got a little whipping on top of here. Hold on. So the first pour, we literally will be playing, Break the Ice. Do you remember this game as a kid? I do.
Vaguely.
Vaguely. So the whole point of it is that whoever makes the penguin fall through the ice loses. So we have to make sure this endangered little species here stays alive.
I'm so excited. I'm not the most gentle of touchers, so I'm excited to see how this is going to go today.
So there is a spinner. Do you want to use the spinner? Because the spinner indicates how many blocks and what color blocks you need to knock out.
Oh, wow.
Or do we want to just go ham and just...
I think we should just take alternations of one,
Alternations of one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like one color or one?
Just one at a
block,
time.
right?
One block
Okay.
at a time? Okay,
Cool.
so...
We're going to have to share. It's equity.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So our guest of honor can do the first one.
Okay.
Just hit.
Just
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
Like you went right next to the penguin. I think you got to get it out.
So I gotta keep.
Hit it till it goes out. Boom.
Okay.
All right, while we're asking you some questions, so we're literally going to break the ice.
Literally.
Give us a little background about you, Clementina. I know we had a pretty lengthy intro.
Yeah, you did. I was very surprised you all did your homework. I'm
Right?
like, wow. And full disclaimer, there were no hey, these are the questions. So what you hear is what you're going to get. But you all, first of all, let me thank you both for working on this equity podcast. I mean, I think it's such a wonderful opportunity to be able to bridge in a non-traditional way and break the, what did you all call them, curses?
Yeah.
Generational curses.
Generational curses for our students, because obviously, especially now the generation likes to see videos. Obviously, I'm not big on social media. Anissa knows.
I try to send her reels and TikToks all the time, and then I have to like screen record it to be like, go eat here. It's the worst. But I guess being off the grid is good too, right? Especially you're so engulfed in like a lot of like policy and big topics that I understand why you're like, when I'm home, I'm with my baby and like kicking it.
I just gotta be with
Yeah.
I just gotta be home and unhook from everything. But I grew up, there's 7 of us. I'm the 5th one of 7. My mom, amazing lady. I wish she was still here. I'm all about trying to support our students. I mean, what you all say, I mean, I think it's hard to hear it because I'm usually the person in the background. So, I'm not the one up in the camera, or I don't go around saying, oh, these are all the things I've done. But yeah, it's been 18 plus years that I went from high school straight to a 4-year university. I didn't do the community college. I went 4 years in. That sounds pretty bad, right? 4 years in.
You did time.
Yeah, I did time, 4 years in. And then I took a gap year, and then I went on to San Jose State to do my master's, and I'm almost at the finish line, going to have my doctorate very, very soon.
Dr. Macias.
Yes.
Coming soon this spring, right?
Yes, this spring.
That's exciting.
But at the end of the day, I'm Dean Macias or Clementina. I think I enjoy breaking bread with our students and just really being able to kick it with them, and see me as an individual, not just in my administrator role. So super happy to be here with both of you. Excited to play these games. Anissa was trying to give me hints about this is what we're going to be doing.
I have a backup game too, which I'm excited to play as well.
So yeah, I was like, okay, well, just be nice to me.
And you mentioned breaking bread with our students, so something, the holidays are coming up, whatever you celebrate, Christmas, whatever the other holiday that you celebrate, what is the one staple dish that has to be at the dinner table that if it disappeared, it would cause absolute chaos?
For Christmas time, I mean, I don't know. I love tamales, so.
I love them, but I don't
tamales.
like making them anymore.
And it's one of those things where I never really learned to make them. I know it's like, I just always got kicked out of the kitchen because I couldn't smear.
I'm dead.
The
I
leaf,
got kicked out too.
So
I never got kicked
so my
out.
mom would always be like, okay, go do something else. You're not cut out for this. So I wish I would have learned now, looking back, but. I'm looking for a tamale contact here in the high desert. I had a really good one back in Monterey. So if you all know of any great tamales,
hear me out.
let me know.
You can come and join the assembly line at my house because we have an olla that's literally to like right here.
But I'm not going to lie, there's someone on the corner of Rimrock and 8th Street who sells them all the time, and the family's just always out there with like 2 or 3 trucks, and they just sell tamales.
Okay.
We also have a tamale vendor at the farmer's market too.
Yes.
They're pretty good. They're pretty good. All right, so let's shift from small sips to like full flavor. It's time to steep in some real equity talk, okay? And we're not getting out of this game, so I think when we ask a question, we could just alternate,
Okay.
It's like multitasking.
Yeah, multitasking at its finest. So,
Well, I already hit it.
starting with holiday realities through an equity lens, right? What do you think is one overlooked challenge students oftentimes face during this season that us as employees, staff, faculty, admin should be more mindful of?
I think with the weather change, I think we can't assume that everyone has I remember growing up and my mom would be, if you're cold, put on another jacket, a sweater, get another blanket because that electric gas bill, could not be higher than, what we could afford. So it's those things that sometimes people don't understand that, our students sometimes have families and I know what it's like to, make ends meet with what you have. And sometimes with the holidays, you want to be able to give more. And some people materialize it with like gifts, right? And for me, the holiday really is being with your family, enjoying the memories and the good times. But it does uplift when, if you're a kid, you get a little something. And that's why, I love that, our Cal works with, our kids get toys. I remember last year I was there when they were handing them out. It's just really meaningful and impactful. I remember as a kid too also getting, toys from food banks and so on. So that definitely makes a difference.
Right.
Yeah. So how can colleges be a little bit more intentional about supporting students who don't have a warm or safe holiday environment to return to?
who don't have a warm or safe environment to return to, huh?
Well, I think I know we have a really good basic needs center, and I know there's what do they call them? Fundraisers to be able to get blankets and jackets and socks and just have things available for the community. So I think we should be more mindful in being able to make things more accessible to our students. And I think a lot of the times it doesn't have to be full on with an event. It should just be like, hey, if you need something, come here and get something, right? Whether it's a jacket for you and even for the kiddos. I mean, we have a lot of parenting students, and I think we have to always keep that at the forefront.
Right. And I think that's why it's so important to really promote things like the clothing closet within basic needs, just because there's so much clothes that gets donated of all different sizes, even for kiddos too. So tap into basic needs, you know what I'm saying? For sure, go visit them down there.
Yeah, so when you're supporting students in crisis during the holidays, what equity frameworks or approaches guide your decision making?
At the end of the day, it's making sure that our students are safe. Number one, that they have their basic needs met, right? That they're not in any risk of any type of I can't even think of the word. Just that they're safe.
Yeah.
Safety is big.
Yeah, because that impacts how they're going to navigate anything else, right? Like if you don't feel safe, you're in like survival mode or like a stressor,
Yeah,
you can't even like take in information.
Yeah, and I think even that, just like calming them down, right? And sometimes it's listening, because sometimes someone may have a bad day or feel like overly stimulated because there's a lot going on, and you just need to like help calm them down. And sometimes calming them down doesn't mean like telling them calm down. It means like just hearing them out. So for me, my role has always been really hearing and listening to what they need to say, not then assuming that I know exactly what was best for them.
And sometimes that's all people need is just an ear.
Yeah.
They hold all it in and they ball it up, and you could just be that person to just let them just de-stress and just listen to their problems.
Yeah, and we have a great mindful space, really good mental health resources. I'm big on mental health. I think mental health, when we talk about like a toolkit, like mental health should be a part of everything that students are taught from K through 16, because at the end of the day, our little ones should also start learning, how mindfulness and good techniques, because every stressor impacts your mental health.
Right, and emotional intelligence, like
Exactly.
being able to articulate that too,
Exactly.
Yeah, those social cues are really important.
So moving on to reflecting on this year, right, 2025, our wins, the lessons that we've had, and real standout moments happening across campus. So what were some of the biggest highlights from our area, counseling and student success and equity?
I think everything. Y'all are really putting me on the spot, because if I say certain things and leave certain things out, then people are going to be like, oh, she just, focus on these.
It's a big umbrella.
areas. It's a big umbrella.
And this one's just counseling and student success and equity, but even that alone is a lot. We're
big.
pumping a lot out.
I mean, y'all keep me very busy, and I enjoy that, from being able to make my own interactions with our students with donuts with the dean, but just being able to support our new Anchor Wednesdays initiative. I think that was big. Our Access program has done a really wonderful job just bringing about awareness. I know we have, really good case number of students. I was just at their final school down this past Tuesday. We were doing little de-stressor activities, making bracelets and wreaths for the tree.
Oh, that's fun.
So, SPS always goes all out. It's our biggest serving programs.
Programs.
I want to say there's like 7 under that umbrella, and that's our next question too. So
yeah, from special programs and services like CARE, CalWorks, EOPS, Next Up, what wins stood out to you, or any success story that stayed with you?
I think at the end of the day, it's all the student engagement. I always see that our events and activities are very well attended. I really can't name just one thing that stood out, but I had the privilege to, for a few minutes, attend the flower arrangements for events.
Yes.
So that's just a really wonderful opportunity to show this collaboration, to really show our students a new skill of like flower arrangements. If you all know me, you would know that I'm not a very crafty person, but you know, I did want to go and check that out because it's meaningful. And then we have, you know, a lot of veteran students here at BCC, and it's just wonderful to collaborate with our veterans programs and be able to do something meaningful that, you know, I think is small, but it means a lot.
Yeah, and just to kind of give you your flowers, I just got to make a few highlights too. You're not one to stay completely in the background. Like you do like participate. Like I remember at one of our SPS events, you hosted the bingo portion of it, and that was like really fun, and it allowed the students to like get to know you. You're low key, she's funny. I think high key, she's really funny. So for the students, don't really get to see that maybe possibly from like an administrator just traditionally.
Yeah.
But so to you to kind of just like let your hair down, let your shoulders relax, and really like get your hands dirty in like the events really speaks to like how much you care about this type of stuff.
Yeah, no, I do, and I remember that was last year's Jolly Holiday Night. Yeah. I wasn't able to make this past one. Unfortunately, I was busy working on some reporting stuff. But trust me, my heart is with our students. The few minutes that I get to get out of my office, go do an activity, I'm all in, you know. And it's funny because I'll sit down with a group of students randomly, and I'll just start talking to them. And then, you know, I don't go and say, oh, I'm Dean so-and-so. It's just I just start, you know, conversing and asking them, you know, oh, what's your major, this, that, and the other. And then finally I start asking them for their names, and then they'll ask for mine, and then they find out, oh, this is who she is. So I really like to be strategic in that, because I want students just to feel comfortable. And at the end of the day, once they do know, oh, she's the dean of counseling and student success, what does that mean? And then they're like, oh, wow, like you're really out here. And it's I mean, at the end of the day, it's, you know, from the bottom of my heart, I am here for our students, and I just love being able to be with them, support our staff. You know, I always tell my team that, you know, my job as an administrator is to ensure that they have what they need to support our students, because they're the ones on the ground working with our students, hearing their stories, trying to uplift them day in and day out. And, you know, I think you all deserve your flowers too, because I know that you all work very, very hard.
Thank you.
And I think it's great as a staff member to see like how you came, and your visibility is honestly really great for our students too. Like you said, like it's Clementina, it's not always Dean Macias, and you give them that opportunity even at Donuts with the Dean, right? Like you don't like announce yourself as like, hello, I am Dean, you know what I'm saying? It's like, let me make you a hot cocoa, do you want a donut, let me hook you up type stuff. I want to hear like, what's your experience like on campus? And then they just so happen to find out you're the dean like when we wrap everything up, and they're like, wait, you're the dean? Like I think we've been walking across campus before, and people are like, hey, Clementina, what's going on? It's like, yeah, that's big Clementina, that's Dean Macias, you know what I'm saying? But you still roll your sleeves up and do the work and really try to get to know our student population. So I think that the accessibility behind that is different, especially when you come from a background of like, you might not have had the best interactions with admin and like K through 12 or in certain types of contexts. So that also is like holistic development for our students, and like healing and unraveling some of those past trauma. That's trauma informed in itself, you know what I'm saying? So
like the harvest food giveaway that we gave for the Thanksgiving holiday break, like I always volunteer because that's another way for me to engage and just, you know, talk to students in a manner that's like not in my area, where it's just, you know, handing out, you know, some canned food and just really supporting them.
Right. So based on like all those experiences, what did you personally learn as a leader this year about serving students here at Barstow? You know, I know you have over 18 years of experience throughout different types of systems. So how has that differed from working at like a Cal State or anything else?
I think for our students at the community college, it's really important to understand that, you know, we are a rural campus, and we can't just assume that it's easy for them to transfer and kind of move to a 4-year, you know? Right. So for me, I really want to be more intentional with trying to bridge more online bachelor opportunities. I know I was talking to one of our student workers a few weeks back, you know, who's wanting to go into social work. And I was letting her know that with my bachelor's in collaborative health and human services, my concentration was social work, and that with that, I could have gone into social work and been a social worker 1, 2, and 3. And I was sharing with her that there's online programs now at the Cal State system as well. And there are some private schools too. So I think just not limiting our students to assume that they're all going to transfer to a CSU UC. or a private school. I think just really trying to enhance our transfer options. And I'm really working with our wonderful transfer center as well, so that we can really holistically meet our students' different needs, and ensuring that, that we know about family housing too.
Right.
Because there might be students, and at Cal State Monterey Bay, I remember we had really good family housing, and there were transfer students that would transfer with their families. And I think that's wonderful within itself.
So looking ahead to 2026, what is the most impactful way we can embed equity to daily interactions and not just programs?
I think sometimes when people think of equity, they think it's like, trying to make things equal. And I think ultimately we just need to make sure that we're genuine and that we're really seeing students for who they are,
Right.
And I think in just my interactions with students, a thing that really comes up is that, I wish staff and faculty would know that we have things going on outside of just BCC. And I think sometimes our students, struggle. And when someone struggles, and I remember when I would struggle as an undergraduate student, it's like you just kind of, check yourself out. And I think we just have to remember that students are not all the same. And with equity work, you just have to, really show your empathy and truly want to understand and support a student. I never want a student to feel unwanted. I think we want success for all our students. And I think our student life has grown within the last year that I've been here. But there's so many more opportunities, because I look and I see like, wow, there's all this desert that's around us. And I'm like, why don't we have like an ATV club, or, you know what I mean?
No, I'm kidding.
Or, and then I know we have students that like to play video games,
Yeah.
So, at Cal State Monterey Bay, we started up, what do they call them?
Like a gamer club.
Yeah, but it's called what is it called?
I have no clue.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not a
there's
gamer
like
that.
where they compete with other colleges.
Oh, they're like tournaments.
Yeah, but like students like that, you
Right.
know, and I think it's just, we have so much going on, and students just need to know what's happening, and we just need to make a better job at ensuring that our staff and faculty know what's going on, but that, we don't assume that we know everything, because truly, genuinely, I don't know everything. And I think I always just show up my true self. I know I say it constantly, what you see is what you get. And, if anyone takes offense to that, it's because, you don't know what it's like to grow up. And I remember there's a Dr. Seuss quote that says, you were born to stand out or not to fit in. I don't know if you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
I know
about?
exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Why
actually have
fit
it-
in? It's a why fit in if you were born to stand out. And I think at the end of the day, our students should continue to be themselves, but a better version of themselves. And
Yeah.
I know that I'm not the person that I was going into college when I was 18 to who I am now as the Dean of Counseling and Student Success. So, what you see is what you get. Our students are what you see, and that's what you're getting in the classroom, but let's not shortchange them.
Every time you say that, even in spaces, I want to sing that song, like, what you see
Is what you get.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
a banger every time.
Yeah.
No, and I
You're
think,
going to have to play that song.
right? I'm saying for the outro, we might need to get the copyright version of that, because I don't know.
That's going to be my walkout song.
Oh, for our next Shades of Sisters, I think that'd be
Ooh.
litty.
I love
for
a good
real.
walkout
I want to
song.
sip too, if we're all sipping.
What's your walkout song again?
Cozy by Beyonce.
Ah.
It alternates between Cozy or I'm That Girl, but it's going to be a Beyonce song every time.
Oh. Mine's Sweet Caroline. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, okay.
No,
I
it's not.
don't know why I seen you like frolicking, like,
No,
sweet,
no.
yeah, you know?
It's not. It's actually Finally by CeCe Penny.
Okay, that seems more appropriate.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You don't
I've
know
ever
that?
heard it.
You don't?
No.
Finally, when
Oh, yes, I have.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
I like
Okay.
it.
Thank
Girl,
you.
I was like,
You're
how
welcome.
could you not?
Thank you. Thank you.
I should have grabbed the mic. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that game, but it's like you pull a card and it's a word, and then you have to like race to.
I feel like you automatically would
She
win
would
that
win,
game.
right?
Yeah, no, I would.
Like this game, I know she's going to win.
Because I'm a winner.
I don't
okay?
know. I almost lost just now. You can see that. big
That's like a
hole.
huge gap. I don't know what's going on. I've been trying to spread mine out. Y'all are just like, yeah, let's just make this hole
I
bigger.
live on the edge.
I'm trying to pretend I know what I'm doing, but I don't know what I'm doing.
So we've been working on some pretty exciting initiatives that you kind of covered, like Find Your Anchor. We're rolling out Coffee with the College in the
Oh,
spring
yeah,
semester.
Coffee with the College,
You know what I'm
that's gonna
saying?
be
That's
fun.
gonna be new. We
Yeah.
love sipping and munching on some goodies in different spaces, and even creating dedicated spaces for our students, right? I know Maddie was telling me that SPS is taking a STEM trip to Disney.
Yeah, I approve that. Yeah.
Yes.
Behind the
She-
scenes, like-
thanks you for the signature because it was. I'm not even gonna put the price tag on it, but it's expensive.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
But it's not about Disneyland. It's really offering our students, our STEM.
There's a career aspect to it.
Yeah. There's STEM and non-STEM student opportunities to kind of just.
And I
dabble
think
in.
that just shows like the innovation. Like it doesn't have to be the same old. I feel like sometimes in higher education, we kind of get stuck in a hamster wheel of like programming. Like this is what we've always done. This is what kind of works, and like it's great to see like a fresh twist on things. That's why we do need outside.
Like you can be an engineer, but you can be an engineer at Disney.
Yeah, I think that there's a name for it. And my aunt is gonna kill me when she watches Imagineers.
Imagineers.
Yeah, Imagineers.
Their
Thanks,
Imagineers
Chrissy.
campus. That's the program we work through.
For real. So what opportunities do you see for us to scale out and strengthen some of these efforts that we're doing, you know?
I mean, I think with any initiative, I'm all about I think my team knows, because I'll tell them, like, I'm all about innovating, trying new things, and making sure that we don't stay stagnant. I think, you know, we can't be stagnant. You know, our students' needs and demographics are changing.
Right.
I think we always need to listen to the student voice, number one. I think we can't just assume because we're in meetings that we speak for the students, and I think that's why for me it's always important to be out with the students.
Yeah.
Because we need to really hear their voices, and the only way that they'll be truly honest with you is by feeling like they can trust you.
Yeah.
Because
like it's not gonna fall on deaf
exactly,
ears, you know?
like, you know, because you know, students don't like completing surveys because it's another thing. I think even adults, like I get surveys randomly too, and I'm like, oh no, delete.
Pass.
So I think, you know, there's power in student voices. But in order to hear the true student voice, you have to be intentional in building those relationships and making yourself truly accessible.
Absolutely.
And I think one thing you do really well is not even just inviting them to the table and highlighting their voice, but doing something about that. Because I think the worst is when somebody asks you, like, how do you feel about that? Yeah. It's like that, the Kardashians, when she's like, she's trying to tell her to do the strawberry soda, and then she's like, orange soda, please. Like, girl, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just asked me what I thought about this. I gave you the feedback.
But that's the whole point is like, yeah, because everyone can say, oh yeah, we do student feedback, but as a check mark. Yeah. But if you actually follow up with what they say and take their suggestions into the programming that you're doing, that's the whole point of feedback. Because it's just like you said, it's just like, yeah, we can ask you what types of workshops, and they say, I want a workshop on budgeting and meal planning. Well, we're going to do a budgeting on, you know, transferring. Like you didn't listen to them at all.
Right.
Yeah, no, definitely, and it's not being transactional. I think that's the worst part. But yeah, I'm super action oriented and follow through with everything that I say I'm going to do. And I think at the end of the day, I think students know. And I'm just true to what I do, and I accomplish a lot, and I support my areas in being able to bridge opportunities for our students. So
yeah, you said that with your chest.
Yeah,
that was bars. Like true to what I do. I'm putting it on a shirt now. Just throwing it out there.
So speaking of like, that's a very like a no nonsense approach. So speaking of no nonsense, in 2026, what is your no nonsense resolution? The one you actually plan to keep?
Jeez.
And it could be anything, personal, professional.
Professional doesn't matter.
Well,
bringing Anissa lunch every day. You
know?
Look at you. That's no nonsense.
You should bring me lunch.
I do. Hold on.
She does take care of me.
We all gotta eat.
Yeah. For 2026, I think here, I really want to dive in. I was able to go to the Student Success Conference through the RP group.
Great conference. Oh, we're simultaneous. Okay, he's gonna fall off like the wrong way.
I think I won because you guys rolled him.
Okay.
Sorry, I saw the competitive look in your eyes.
So I was saying that I had the opportunity to go to the Student Success Conference with the RP group, and they were talking about the importance of really diving into our graduate exit surveys.
Yeah.
So I really want to make it a point in 2026 to really dive into that and really look at the questions that we're asking our students. I've been here for a year and some change, and I haven't had the opportunity to dive in and see what questions we're asking. So I really want to be more intentional, because if we're asking students, let's make sure that it's questions that we actually can get information on, and that we can actually move forward with something. So, and I think surveys are one way, but I think we should also offer another way for graduates to kind of give us feedback outside.
Grassroots, I'm telling you, at the end of the day. If you could leave our students, staff, community, right, with one piece of encouragement or game or Clementina razzle dazzle for the new year, what would it be?
I would say just keep doing you. I think if you fall down, just get back up. Nothing's easy, and sometimes, you know, students may feel that if they get a D or an F or are struggling, like that's it. You know, I'm not college material. Trust me, I had, my feelings about that when you study for or don't study for a test, and then you know you're going to get an F, and then you really get the F, and then you're like, oh my God, like I shouldn't even be here. So that college imposter syndrome is a thing. So I think that at the end of the day, we're here to truly help. So don't ever shy away from asking for help. And I think for some cultures, it's harder to ask for help. I know even, as a first generation.
Right?
Yeah, vergüenza, because you should know, you should do it on your own. And if you need to talk to someone, I'm always plugging in our mindful space. Good, bad, ugly. I think we all need people to talk to, and we don't have to wait till we're in crisis to talk to someone. We have Dr. Banton out there.
Yeah.
Shannon's wonderful as well. We have Roberto out there.
Even Eiley, their student worker.
Is wonderful.
She's a wonderful peer mentor.
She's super mindful when she sees me and she's doing something for our Active Minds Club. She'll stop me and be like, Dean Macias, you need to take a minute and make a button with us.
Right.
And that helps me because then I'm able to kind of stop, regroup, and do something that's, kind of lets my mind rest for a little bit.
I feel like I'm so music focused. Like everything we're saying, I'm just like, stop.
Oh my
Drop.
God.
something.
And that's something that I love too, music, right?
Yeah.
Music's always playing in my office if I'm not in a meeting.
Honestly, one of my biggest, because we share an office, like we're next door neighbors, and I was like, I hope she's into music, because I'll be blasting, like, I'll be bumping, and then one of the first days she was here, I heard her music, I was like, is my music on? It's the same type of music, too, and it's like, you never know what you're going to hear in our office, too.
Eclectic,
so, yeah, if you ever stop by to drop in with Dean Macias, it's gonna be all the good vibes,
It's
too.
very flavorful when you walk into the office.
Oh my gosh, that
I
was
will
so
say
scary.
that.
Flavorful. That's
Flavorful.
Sazon,
Yeah, because I either hear your music or I hear her music. when I
Or
walk
sometimes
in.
you hear a combination of both, and it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
That's the remix.
Right, retwist. So that's pretty much all the questions that we had for you. Honestly, let's try to see who's gonna break the real ice here. I just had a little 3-piece, so
I don't know. I'm chaotic, so that looks like a very.
I feel like that's gonna be it.
Yeah, that was it.
Am I psychic? I don't know. Magic. So it's been wonderful to have you, Clementina, aka Dean. That all the light touches. You know what I'm saying? We really appreciate having you on and all the efforts that you've done to support not just this podcast but our broader student population and all the staff here. So.
Yeah, no, I, again, appreciate both of you and appreciate all that you're doing with this podcast. So I hope you all have a wonderful holiday.
Yeah. All right, we're going to pop her out in 3, 2.
Oh, we're back.
We're back. And you got a little.
A little?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I
There you
good?
go. Just a little more. Diving into that hot cocoa. And we did get a refill, y'all, okay? Because that was a lengthy interview. And honestly, I was so focused on Clementina, but the hot cocoa was hot cocoaing.
Yes,
so
it is.
I was trying to ration myself in this tiny little cup. You know?
I'm not rationing when it comes to hot
ration around
cocoa.
here?
I
Never
don't.
that.
I
Never
don't.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
We've had 6 cups. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine. Yeah.
So before we cool down, or not even cool down, it's cold right now.
Brr.
Before we warm up, let's check up and see what's popping, percolating, and brewing on campus.
Woo, what's brewing at BCC? One of our fave segments. So, Mattie, start us off.
So we're on break starting December 24th, opening back up on January 5th. SPS application is actually open right now. Registration for spring classes is also open, which makes our applications open. It's one application, and we screen you for all the special programs. So that's EOPS, the CARE program, CalWorks, and Next Up.
So again, one application, they're going to plug you in where you belong, where you can get the help that you need. So make sure you guys are taking advantage of that. Drop-in counseling, right? So talking about our spring semester, that begins and it's available starting January 5th all the way to January 16th. So if you might need to swap your education plan around, those quick drop-ins, right? Like you need a max unit waiver, prerequisite clearance, etc. If you're a new student and you want to just get that abbreviated ed plan, so get set up for this spring semester, feel free to drop in with our counselors. But before that, right, if you're brand new, hit the Welcome Center, y'all. Once we open back up, we're here until the 23rd. Okay, by break we mean we are closed and at home with our families. So
See, when we go on break, we break.
we are breaking. Break me off a piece of that
Vacation.
Oh, yeah. Vacation. So, yeah, make sure you guys are dropping into the Welcome Center. They'll help you apply for BCC, do your financial aid, all the things that you need to successfully matriculate, meaning actually be a student here, and then you could take advantage of those drop-in periods starting in January. So, lock in, make sure you guys have everything set, ready to go, and start the new year off right, okay?
And for all returning and new students, Week of Welcome starts January 5th through January 8th. I love Week of Welcome.
Yeah.
There's always something popping off every single day
Yeah.
of the week. And, featuring a wide range of programming to help you
Right.
start off on the right foot here.
I feel like it's like club, another
Another
club,
club.
another event, another event.
Another vendor.
No sleep, no rest.
2 food trucks, 3
You know what I'm
food
saying?
trucks.
Yeah, so they're gonna. We're not gonna drop the specific agenda. Maybe we'll add it to this little blurb right here over our faces or whatnot. Because there's so much going on. You can find your anchor, right? So if you want to explore the clubs and whatnot, if you want to join True to You with Mattie, if you want to join Black Student Union with me and Percy, okay? You guys can drop into that club rush, right? Explore all the wonderful programs as well. BCC resources. We're gonna have all kinds of workshops. So our TLSC, they're gonna be doing like technical skills orientations. Because not everybody's ready to be on campus and check their school emails and all the things. So if you need a little bit of help, visit them down there. We'll have all kinds of presentations, even on special programs and all that we have cracking off on campus. So make sure you guys lock into Week of Welcome. I think the theme is literally like level up, unlock your full potential type
It's like a
vibes.
video game.
It's gonna be like Tron. I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like, I don't know if you guys were at our Harvest Fest, but we were heat pressing some shirts, and we're gonna do a similar activity like that during Week of Welcome with all the different affinity groups and our themes and whatnot. So make sure y'all lock in,
I love a
okay?
good heat press.
Right?
When I had hair, I love a good heat
Okay,
press.
I used to live that life. Like, I was a relaxer type girly, and I would straighten my hair and crash out every morning because it just wouldn't. My curls were just fighting it the entire
Go
time.
whoop instead of go doop.
Yeah, no, literally, and then I would start being like, ugh, and then it's frizzing out because I'm sweating in the bathroom. So now I'm a natural curly hair girly.
And we love
but
it.
We also love the heat. I don't even know what we're talking about right now to segue into that. But anyways, before we wrap up, right, we're going to jump into Mattie and I's favorite segment. We haven't really done it in a little while because we've just been so interactive with these podcasts. But
I burned my tongue just now.
I seen it. I was trying not to laugh at you. But we're going to be talking about Gimme 5, girl. And this is going to be our...
Give me 5, give me an ice pack.
Right, ice pack, please. No, I was kidding. Person's like, y'all do not pay me for all that. Y'all don't pay me at all.
But yeah, give me 5. There's just those 5 quick, easy tips just to get
Yes.
you through the week, the day. I'm sorry, it's just like it's settling. But yeah, well, number 1, create sparkle rituals. Examples, sleep 6 to 8 hours, hydrate, moisturize, socialize. Positively moisturize. Can we make
We're
a
going to
shirt?
put those in words. What did you say? Hydrate,
Wait, hydrate,
moisturize, socialize.
There we go. Again.
Okay. Hydrate, moisturize, socialize.
There we go.
We love that.
But it's those little rituals that you take for yourself the day. It's almost like self-care. It is self-care.
Right.
But anything you can do to kind of just create your little routine. That's all it is.
And I just want to say these are courtesy of the Mindful Space. Dr. Banton, our mental health therapist on campus, she did a banging presentation at our Chosen Cheer family event that we had. So, opening up to all of our students that might not have that safe place to go back to at home or family in town, etc. And she gave us a lot of these tips. So we're just condensing them into the Gimme 5 if you really want to talk about it. Absolutely. And number 2, so self-care is not selfish, okay? We just got to repeat that. Self-care is not selfish. So honor your limits, protect your well-being. Short, sweet, to the point.
You know what? At the end of the day, I will always protect my peace. And again, self-care is not selfish.
I gotta put me first, Lucius. I think of that all the time. I say that to myself in situations all the time.
And speaking of that, you got to set boundaries so you can shine. Identify sparkle stealers, the triggers, the people that drain you. Know your non-negotiables and stand on them on business. Create scripts for saying no. I love saying no. Do you love saying no?
Yeah. No. No, I don't like saying no.
Plan a graceful exit, strategy. Ain't nothing wrong with an Irish goodbye. You know what an Irish goodbye is?
When you just peace out,
You don't say bye to nobody.
Right.
You're just like, okay.
Like if stuff's cracking off in the family, if things are getting a little too hectic, if things are getting a little too spicy for the pepper, you know what I'm saying? It's okay to just be like, yeah, I'm out. I am out. I think also like our fourth tip, grounded breathing, right? Like maybe even practicing mindfulness, like going on a color walk. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but it's like when you take a walk around the neighborhood and you just look for 5 things that are green, and it really just makes you mindful of like
never heard that.
being in the present and what's going on with stuff like that. Another one, the 5th one could be like grounded breathing, right? I know Percy and I had taken some students to Nandi this year. Really wonderful conference, like focusing on Black women in our system and all the things with allies. It was really great. And one of the breakouts that they had was guided breathing, and you did like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Like breathe in, inhale, like hold it, exhale. You know what I'm saying?
As soon as you said breathe in, I was like, breathe in, breathe out.
Hey!
Sorry.
And then even do like a nostril technique too. And we can drop that in the description too if you want to practice some. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it could be like real razzle dazzle, guided breathing, grounding yourself, taking a second to breathe and chill, because I know the holidays can be like
Cumbersome.
overwhelming, a lot.
Very
Especially if you
overwhelming.
have like everybody in the family that wants to be the leader or ask you all the most personal questions while you're just trying to chow down on some chicken pot pie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know that song by Lizzo, Good as Hell?
yeah.
So instead of saying good as hell, I usually go, I'm feeling overwhelmed.
Hey!
That's what I do. But, now that we poured into y'all season, now it's time to, spill the tea back and, let us know, like, what you want to see, because this is not our podcast. This is our podcast. So fill out the link below, fill out the form, because we want to know who you want to see. Maybe
Yeah.
you want to be on it yourself.
Right.
Maybe if there's something that you have to say that we should probably be hearing, let us know.
And we're literally planning for spring right now. So we want to take all that into consideration. And like what we were talking about with D. Macias too, like we want to do programming episodes that y'all want to watch, want to lock into, and even want to be on, like Mattie said. So yeah, for sure. Spill the tea with us, y'all. So for our closing question, right? Mm-hmm. What is one holiday survival tip that you swear by? Especially for people that are balancing all the things, work, school, life.
I feel, well, again, we just mentioned it, but that is like, it should be tattooed on my forehead. Protect your peace, whether it's from friends, family, anything that can cause you physical or mental harm. Protect your peace. I will die on top of that hill.
Yeah, I love that. I think protecting your peace is really important. I feel like I want to focus more on like metacognition, like knowing the things that are going to trigger me, knowing how they're going to make me feel, knowing how they're going to impact me, so then I know how to have a solution attached to that too.
It just goes back to that. Just because it's a tradition amongst your friends and family, it doesn't have to be a tradition with you. If you don't want to participate because you feel some type of way,
right?
You don't have to. Protect your peace.
And Dr. Branton gave some really awesome examples of that too when we were talking about chosen family cheer and whatnot. And really focusing on like, if your family celebrates Boxing Day, right? And you are not into that, don't participate. You should not feel forced to,
Yeah.
So knowing your boundaries and like standing 10 toes on them, I think is really, really important.
And if you know your family, well, every year we do White Elephant. Well, I ain't got the budget this year, so I'm not going to participate.
Right. I am the present. Drop that on them. All right, well, so thank you for listening to another deep steep of equity. This is our last episode of the semester, and it honestly felt like it went by so fast, y'all. Like we were just pushing them out.
Wait,
okay?
look this way. Memory reel.
I didn't know what to do with my hands, to
I
be
was saying
honest.
that, like we're gonna look at the memories. Like.
Oh, okay, do it again.
Looking over here, memory reel.
It's so hard to say. No.
I was gonna say as we go.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well,
wait, hold on, girl. Copyright.
Oh, yeah. I always think a scary movie when I hear that song, though. You know,
really?
she turns the radio on and she's
yeah.
like, would you let me sing? I feel like that'd be every freaking song. This is our last episode of the semester. It's been really dope getting to do this and like really highlight not even just the staff, right? But the admin, the students. Like we've had so many students on. I love this entire experience. We've just been highlighting all the work that we are collectively doing on campus to really bridge the gap and uplift our students and really do for Barstow. So
Yeah, and so this being our last episode, we would like to make a cheers.
Cheers!
Happy holidays and happy New Year, and
Happy holidays!
And we'll see you 2026.
Woo! The next time y'all see us on this screen, it will be a new year. You heard?
New hosts. No, I'm kidding. This will be us.